Hello, welcome everyone. I'm writer coach Tony. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do I finished a book yesterday, another novel, and the title is the book na Ian Rankin, Dead Souls. So, so that's the book. The title of the book is Dead Souls, and the author is Ian Rankin. Um, okay, I didn't know that Ian was Scottish. I think he should be Scottish because the book is based in the city of Edinburgh, and I've noticed that this past few years I've been reading books on authors who are based either in Scotland. I'm referring to Alexander McCall Smith, and those are based in England. No, I've been reading a lot of books by Maureen Lee also this year. So Maureen Lee's books are usually based in Liverpool. Alexander McCall Smith's book, although he based some of it in Botswana, yeah, Gaborone, Botswana. Some of his books are actually based in England, specifically in Scotland and Edinburgh. So anyway, um, so I was surprised when the setting of this book was in Edinburgh, and Ian Rankin. Actually, I had no idea who he was. I just saw that his books were in the bookstore, so I picked a copy. I read it. I'm not sure if it's the first book of his that I read, but anyway, it's I love detective novels. I've been reading detective novels since I was a kid. From Agatha Christie, Ellery Queen, um, and the like. And then I like TV shows like Murder She Wrote. So anyway, it was not hard for me to gravitate towards detective books. And then I had P.D. James, and then um, was that Patricia, the one Cromwell, the one who writes about Scarpetta. And anyway, Ian Rankin is a different kind of writer. It's different from the ones I've read. I admit it was not an easy read in the beginning because there were so many things happening and then the characters were just introduced. Um, I'm not sure if you should have read his other books first before reading this one, because it looks like um, it's like a series of books on Inspector Rebus, I think. Yeah, he's like the main. It's like the Poirot, Inspector Rebus. Yeah, I like this actor. I like him. So I'll check the TV series. But Inspector Rebus is a different kind of detective. It's not the pompous Hercule Poirot or Miss Marple of Agatha Christie. Um, so in the beginning, I had a bit of a hard, not really hard. I mean, I wasn't enjoying the novel too much for a long time. So it took me a while to finish reading it. So maybe up to this page, no? I was just plodding and reading and reading. It's a story about people who are doing unspeakable things, the pedophiles. So I didn't see the enormity of the book until I read the last maybe 50 pages, no? When the whole story unravels. It turns out that it's a story about pedophiles in society, in Edinburgh society, and it started with a mere tip on a guy that Rebus knows of, no? Who was a pedophile, who was a pedophile in the book. So when he learned that that guy was in a community with children, he was a bit alarmed, no? Because nobody, I think in their countries, if there's a pedophile, the whole community has to be informed, no, that there's a sexual offender in that place. So the Rebus character was alarmed that nobody raised that alarm. But however, when he raised that alarm, what happened was bedlam. The whole community suddenly became vigilantes, and something bad happened to the pedophile. And then that's when the story unravels, because it connects with another pedophile coming home from the United States. No, he's Scottish, and the Americans don't want to anything to do with him because he's a killer. I don't think he's a pedophile. It's more of a killer. So the Americans don't want anything to do with him, so they um, extradited him back to Scotland, and that's when everything, um, the suspenseful things start to happen. I only enjoyed the book in the last 50 pages when I really understood the story, because Rankin has this habit of creating threads, and then usually some of them are hanging. And you're like, so where does this lead? So there were like, I don't know, maybe five, six threads of stories. Just you don't know where they're going. However, in the last 50 pages, he's like a masterstroke writer. He lets things happen, and then you realize, oh, you connect this story with this story. Finally, when you get the whole story, when all those six threads are put together, you're like, wow, what a satisfying read. So that's exactly how I felt last night when I was reading. It's like, oh, so that's why he did it, because while you're reading each thread, um, Rankin has this style of not really explaining, no? So you're like, so how is this related to the whole picture? So there are several threads where you don't know where it all leads to, which can be irritating when you're reading a novel, no? Because you're like, so how does this contribute to the story? Because I think it does not create the suspense um, that you want to feel. However, again, the last around 50 pages, that's when everything unravels, and then you get the chase scenes and all those murder scenes happen, and it becomes very interesting. And I really enjoyed it. I will read another Ian Rankin novel next year. I think yeah, I'm reading another novel now. No, not a novel. It's a non-fiction book. So basically, I will still, yeah, as I said, I will still continue to read, check out other books. I think I will eventually gravitate towards his style, to appreciate it. Because, in my opinion, Rebus is a bit dry, Inspector Rebus, the lead character, is a bit dry for me. Then it's just my opinion. But anyway, if you like detective novels and just for the fun of it, it's a good ride. You can try reading Ian Rankin. Um, if you can read it within one night, better. So the threads do not, get tangled in your head. Otherwise, you'd have so many threads in your head. You're like, where is this story going? But I had a very satisfying night last night when I finally understood everything. When I saw the whole picture of the book Dead Souls. So anyway, thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed my review. Pick up that book by Ian Rankin, Dead Souls, and all his other books. Please follow me in my social media. It's there below. And then subscribe to my channel, Writer Coach Tony. Thank you very much. Take care and keep safe, everyone.